Hi everyone, welcome back to RTS, and in today's video I wanted to chat a little bit about something we had over at RTS on Patreon, and it was collection cut up, and that was during our International Scrapbook Day event weekend, and it was such a great series. It was so much fun, just simply taking a collection pack, cutting it up, and making layouts. So I wanted to talk about this for a minute because I've gotten a lot of questions as what is it, what did it involve, things like that. Answer a few questions. And if I remember correctly, I don't think I have a final tally on that, but for that weekend and during that event, for this collection cut up, there was over 931 layouts. Let me say that again. 931 layouts that was created using this collection cut up for that International Scrapbook Day weekend. Amazing. I love that. That makes my scrappy heart so happy. It really does. So what is collection cut up? In a nutshell, is that we just take a collection pack or 12 papers and a sticker, because that's all a collection pack is from a manufacturer. It's basically 12 papers and a sticker sheet. That's all it is. Or you could use a paper pad, or you could use a kit you've already built. It's just 12 papers and some stickers. That's all it is. Nothing complicated. This whole series is not complicated, but it's a whole heap, a lot of fun. It really is. So then what we did was we picked a collection. Everybody used something different. I used Echo Park Farmhouse Kitchen, and we talked about how picking a collection is important because the only tip is you want to pick a collection that has a variety of colors, because one, you won't get tired of it, and two, you want to be able to create a variety of layouts. So what we did then is we picked a collection, we cut up the papers, and we created layouts. Now what we ended up with is that we created 8 one-page layouts and 4 double page layouts, because I wanted to show there's versatility. It's however you wanted to do that. And so when I gave the instructions for the cutting guide and the layout configuration, some people followed everything to a T and some people went rogue. So you can do that. You can do it however it fits your style. So that means taking these 12 papers and the sticker sheet, we created 16 layouts. Absolutely. Now, does that just not make you happy? So again, we also talked about how to, when you pick a collection pack, to building a basic kit. And I had all the printables. So I had a printable for how to build a basic kit. Just something basic, just something to get you started, something to have fun. And then also the cutting guide, where we took paper 1, how are we going to cut that? Paper 2, how was we going to cut that? And then the other printable is how you were going to take those individual papers and put them together according to layout. So it sounds complicated, but it's really very simple. You're just cutting up papers. You're cutting up a collection. That's all it is. So I wanted to give a visual that this was how many layouts. This was my stack of layouts. I kid you not. This is my stack of layouts from this collection cut up using one collection pack and making 16 pages. So I also wanted to give you a visual of how does it work when you cut up those papers and then you create a layout. I mean, how does that work? So I wanted to show you. I've gotten some questions. So I played with Echo Park Farmhouse Kitchen only because it had a variety of colors. Now, Echo Park just recently came out with another rendition of this, and it is called Farmer's Market. And I was telling the gals over Patreon that this would be another good collection for this, because look at the variety of color. It doesn't have to do anything with Farmer's Market. It doesn't have to do anything with Farmhouse Kitchen because it's got a variety of color. Echo Park does that really well, because you can see in the layout we're going to talk about, this was layout number 4, is that I did a Disney page. Yeah, even though it's the theme of Farmhouse Kitchen, I did Disney. Again, you want a collection that has a variety of color. That's the only tip. So then what I did is that I said, okay, for layout number 4, and I'm going to look at my cutting guide here to make sure I'm saying things correctly, because I have my cutting guide and then my layout configurations. So for this layout here, we were going to play with layout number 4. So I said we're going to play with a 3x12 and a 6x12. And if you wanted to go with this was your paper 6 or paper 7, it's up to you. Or you simply could just play along with the video and cut papers honestly, you could use your own scraps. It doesn't have to be a collection. There's so much versatility. You could just go to your scrap pile and pick a 3x12 and a 7x12. And we talked about different ways to play with these papers and then rotating. We talked about mood and feel. We talked about, did you want to do a single page or double page? It was completely up to you. And so this was a visual of using 2 pieces of paper that we cut up, and then we created a layout. Honest to goodness, isn't that so much fun? And it's so easy to do. Again, everybody's going to do something a little different because everybody's style is a little different. So just because I do something one way, you don't have to follow that. And again, I wanted to say that here on YouTube, my friend Jeannie Linguini, she has a YouTube channel, and she did this series, this entire series, and she created an entire album. I kid you not. I will have her channel linked below, and I'm not going to tell you what collection she used, because she used a paper pad. You have to go watch what she did. She created an entire album, and there was sometimes she just went rogue, and I definitely want you to see that, because you can do that too. Just because I say use a 3x12 and a 7x12, that doesn't mean you can't add in some washi, go to your scrap pile, add something else, add in some stickers, whatever you want to do. So I wanted to show that. So all in all, that's what collection cut up was. It was taking a collection pack or a collection of 12 papers, cutting them up, and then we put those piles, or we put those paper cuts. This was going to be for layout number 1. This is going to be for layout number 2. This is going to be layout number 3. So really, in essence, what we were doing is batch scrapbooking. And over at Patreon, I talk about that quite often. What is batch scrapbooking? Then that's another topic for another day. But I definitely wanted to answer some questions. That's what collection cut up was. It was taking collection, cutting it up, having fun, and we created 16 layouts. That's what I created. But as a group, it was over 931. I'd say it's probably close to 1,000 by now that we did using this collection cut up. So that makes me happy. So my link for Patreon will be listed below. It's just $1 a month if you want to play along. And then everything in my videos is in the description box. I have everything linked up. I have playlists. It's so quieter over at Patreon. It's much more simple. There's not a ton of hoops to jump through. There's not a lot of bells and whistles. It's just about scrapbooking and watching videos, and I have all the links for everything. So if you are interested, that's what collection cut up was about. And again, it was just so much fun. It really was. And I definitely wanted to make a mention that we did this over International Scrapbook Day weekend. So in that playlist, you're also going to see where I had contests and prizes and things like that. Now, those have since passed. Those are no longer valid, of course, because that was for the International Scrapbook Day event. So if you see that in the playlist, just know that those have already been spoken for. So that is what my roundup for today is. Collection cut up, getting a collection pack, and just really stretching it and getting that value. Let me just show you again. I have to show you again. And then also, at the end of the series, I did something else with a piece of paper, and I'll show you that in a minute. And that was my stack of layouts from a collection pack. Is that not amazing? It really is. And then we also played with one of these papers at the end of the series. When you have a heavy icon piece of paper, I did something a little bit of a bonus in that too. So I wanted to show all that. So that's all I have for today. I wanted to talk about collection cut up. If you're interested in something like that, maybe your scrapbooking's in a little bit of a rut. Maybe you want to spice things up a little bit. Maybe you want to stretch that paper of that collection you recently bought, whether it's Pink Fresh, Felicity Jane, Echo Park, Simple Stories. This is a way to do it. And again, all the information is listed below. And definitely go check out Jeannie's YouTube channel where she played with this series. Absolutely. So that's all I have for today. Come back to RTS because you never know what we're going to do.